Healthcare billing operates as a rigid, highly calibrated mechanical system. When a single structural flaw is introduced into a data stream, the entire machine freezes, triggering an automatic cascade of claim rejections. In medical coding, this precise point of systemic failure frequently traces back to the misuse of guideline IA.5, the application of the seventh character. Look at this structure. To code correctly, you must stop treating the seventh character as a flexible, optional clinical add-on. It is a mandatory structural coordinate housed within a strict data array. A properly assembled code populates this final slot to complete the circuit. If that structural anchor is missing, the system does not view the code as merely incomplete. It categorizes it as an invalid data string and rejects it entirely. This positional logic is heavily enforced across specific, high-risk clinical domains. You will face this requirement most often when coding injuries, fractures, and obstetrics. Within these distinct domains, the seventh character carries a critical episodic payload. It defines the exact clinical context of the patient's care at the time of the encounter. That payload dictates whether the physician is seeing the patient for an initial encounter, a subsequent visit, or to address a specific healing status. Misunderstanding the strict positional logic of this character guarantees an invalid code. A perfectly documented clinical encounter becomes an immediately denied claim solely because of a syntax error. The requirement for a seventh character is entirely binary. Certain categories in the coding manual demand it to complete the string, while others strictly forbid it. This typographic layout of the tabular list represents your only operational authority on the matter. You rely exclusively on these instructional notes to determine if a seventh character is required. When the tabular list issues this mandate, compliance is absolute. The code cannot achieve validity without that final coordinate in place. Omitting the character does not result in a slightly less specific code. It breaks the underlying syntax and renders the entire string mathematically invalid. You must read these instructions carefully because the mandate varies. It may apply as a blanket rule to an entire code category or selectively target specific codes within a subset. The immense clinical weight of the character, separating an initial traumatic injury from a late-stage sequela, makes its inclusion non-negotiable. Attempting to bypass the tabular list instructions strips the code of its essential episodic meaning. The result is an automatic, non-appealable failure of the claim. The most common point of systemic failure stems from a persistent misconception, the assumption that the seventh character acts as a suffix, simply tacked on to the end of whatever base code you have. This diagram illustrates that error. Here is a short 4-character base code. Watch what happens when a coder sequentially appends the initial encounter A directly to its end. The system instantly flags a failure. Placing the character into the 5th position violates the core schema. To correct this, the positional axiom applies. The character must physically detach and lock strictly into the absolute 7th data position. That coordinate is a hard-coded destination. It does not move, regardless of how short the base code happens to be. But enforcing this rigid positioning creates an immediate secondary problem. We are now left with empty structural gaps between our base code and that isolated 7th slot. The takeaway here is simple. The 7th character is a fixed coordinate within a larger array. It is not a sequential caboose that you attach to the end of a train. Looking at this isolated array, we face a distinct structural dilemma. We must bridge the empty beta fields in this short code without altering the established clinical baseline. The official operational solution to this void is the mandatory deployment of the placeholder X. It is vital to understand that the letter X carries 0 clinical or diagnostic meaning. It tells the insurance payer absolutely nothing about the patient's health. Instead, the X functions strictly as an engineering mechanism. Its sole purpose is to map the empty distance and push the final character into that absolute 7th position. If you fail to deploy the X when working with short base codes, the 7th character will slide backward into the wrong slot by default. That backward shift destroys the positional integrity of the data field, resulting in the same immediate denial we saw earlier. Mastering the deployment of the placeholder X is the only method you have to protect the absolute position of the 7th character and maintain strict code compliance. Remember, MJGEM, 7th means 7th, no exceptions. With a 6-character base code, the 7th character slides perfectly into place. For a 5-character code, use 1x to bridge the gap. For 4 characters, deploy 2x placeholders to span the distance. To operationalize this in your daily workflow, run through a strict 3-step professional checklist before finalizing any claim. Step 1. Consult the tabular list. Does the manual explicitly require a 7th character for this specific code category? Step 2. Check the final output. Is that designated character currently sitting in the absolute 7th physical position within the data field? Step 3. Verify the structure. If the base code was too short, were X placeholders correctly deployed to map the required distance? If you answer no to any of these questions, remember the final AMCI directive: no 7th, no code. Strict adherence to this positional logic is the only path to valid, complete, and